Austrian Grand Prix in the books.
Welcome to the United States of Formula One. Follow us for more F1 coverage. Now your hosts, Nicky and Cookie. Take it away, boys.
Welcome to the United States of Formula One, Nicky.
Cookie.
And we just got done with Austria. I almost said Australia, but it's not Australia. It's Austria.
You know, I was very confused
great.
about that. When I was a child, I remember taking a geography class, and I could not understand that there was a difference.
Yeah,
I thought it was unfair.
If you go to Australia, there is a kangaroo, and if you go to Austria, there's a giant bull with a
Yes, that guy right there.
That's it.
As we described it last week,
Austria.
as the St. Louis Arch
Yeah.
mixed with the bull market from Wall Street. I love it.
That thing is killing
That
people.
is a great piece of art, by the way. We're going to show some respect to that. I really love that. I don't know what the point of the arch is, and there's like a little gnome in the corner or something.
My friend built it. His name is Steve.
Did you enjoy this race?
I loved it.
I feel like I should just lock it up and let you talk, because all you've been talking about all season is wanting to finally have that 1-2 battle. McLaren, they pull out 1 and 2.
It happened.
Then they battle the whole race.
It happened.
Did it finally happen?
It happened. It happened.
And
I was a little disappointed by it,
Why?
but it happened because I feel like pit stops were horrible. Piastri and Norris had horrible pit stops on their first boxes. I mean, 3.4 seconds, that's not acceptable.
But it didn't seem to matter.
I know.
I think they lapped some guys like 8 times. They completely dominated. And you know who dominated the most? The man.
Norris.
He's your man, but the man I said was going to win this race.
I'll give you that.
And he did it. And it wasn't even him. It was his avatar that did it right there.
Because he said,
You know what I think is more impressive? I think the battle with him and Oscar was great the entire day.
Yeah.
I think Oscar was pushing him. I think he got a little too aggressive and got yelled at once on the radio. Where they're
Yes.
like, that was a little bit too much there, Oscar. But that domination during qualifying,
ridiculous.
over half a second better.
But I will say this, Piastri wasn't able to put in his last lap, so we really don't. I know that's a big domination.
Yes.
Lando, I almost said the F word, dominated. Piastri wasn't able to do it. Verstappen wasn't able to do it. We don't really know. I mean, good for Lando. I love him. Look at that hair.
You almost slipped up with the F word there, which you almost could, because that is such a domination. You never see that. You don't see half a second.
Ridiculous.
You don't see that in qualifying. They're always tenths, hundredths of a second off, not half a second. That was crazy. But beyond that, a couple other surprises. Your boy, Liam Lawson, qualifies 6th, and Bortoletto, who, I got to be honest with you, I almost forgot he was in F1.
He won, so in F2 last year, he won this race. He won F2, the championship last year, and he comes to Austria and just, I mean, he dominates.
I think it's just like anything. Like you play golf. There's
You do?
certain courses. Well, there's certain courses you play
swing clubs.
or even certain holes on a course where you're like, I just you feel good about it.
Yeah.
And regardless of what it is, it's just that confidence, and you feel great about it. And he won an F3 championship too. So he's won at every level.
Bortoletto?
He
Yeah.
won at 3, won at 2. Now he's getting up there. The rookie's finally shining, but he is never going to outshadow his mentor, Nico. What about the full grid? Any surprises to you other than the ones we went over? I think the domination by Norris, Liam Lawson, Bortoletto. I think Gasly finally qualifying in the top 10, because Alpine has been a butt bag this year.
Yeah, ass bag, you said.
We can say that. Okay.
So, I mean, again, Gasly spun out in Q3.
But he got there.
But basically wrecking Piastri time. And look at Max Verstappen. 7th?
Yeah.
I mean, he
that was
starts 7th
That was another thing, though. He couldn't get his final qualifying time out.
because of Gasly,
Yeah.
because he spun. So I don't know. I mean, so
what you're saying is Gasly got into Q3, which was a benefit for him,
Yes.
but all he did was mess up everyone else by getting there. They're like, you're causing a lot of grief. Can you just knock out in Q1?
did he mess everyone else up, or did he just give a gift to Lawson and everyone else? Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, he's giving gifts to some, and then other gifts he's giving are just a box full of poop.
Yeah. box full of Verstappen.
That is rude. You used to love that man. How dare you turn?
What are you
someone
talking about?
Turning on him so badly.
First of all, we're going to go through the top 10 right now, and where is Max Verstappen?
Okay, was it Max Verstappen's fault?
Where is he?
That in lap 1,
I didn't see him.
Turn 3, your boy Antonelli kamikazes right into the back of him?
First of all, he lost his brakes. He lost his back brakes.
I don't think he lost his brakes.
And
I
his
think
front
he
brakes.
waited too long. He waited too long.
It was 100% Antonelli's fault. He's going to get a penalty next week. It's going to be horrible. I still got him in the top 6. I still got Verstappen DNFing next week. I'm just kidding. No, Verstappen's amazing. But no, I don't know.
No surprise here. Papaya 1-2. I think the only surprise is Leclerc. Now, he did qualify second. He was passed immediately by Piastri, but I think for Ferrari to get a 3-4, it's pretty solid for them.
Is it?
Based on where they've been.
Yes.
Where they've been, not where we expect them to be at the beginning of the season, but where they've been. I think George Russell, a little bit of a disappointment. It's typically on or closer to that podium. 5th is all right. I think Lawson's a huge surprise. He held that. Starts in 6th, stays in 6th, holds it. I think he got benefits from Verstappen out of there because he would have passed him for sure.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Sainz.
Kimmy would have passed him, too.
Yeah.
Sainz would have passed him. Albon actually did pass him. So, I mean...
And then, he was out of the race. There's a lot of chaos in this one, but, I mean, I'll give a little credit. I want to give it to Nico because that's 3 weeks in a row in the points, but his partner in crime, Bortoletto, holding that 8th spot. I mean, that's not easy to do when you're in a turd-tastic car.
They brought upgrades last week, and I'm telling you.
What were the upgrades?
That kick...
Did they bring, like, razor-sharp side-swooping wings like they did in the Formula One movie where it was like Mad Max and, like, little knives would come out and stab the other cars? Because that was realistic.
Yeah, it was definitely... It was hair gel. It was hair gel and hairspray. Because Nico Hülkenberg is the best looking man on the field. 100%. So
Boogie's dying right now behind the camera because
Yeah.
we're not going to give too many spoilers, but he loved the Formula One movie. I can't even joke about it. Again, we can't say it enough. Lawson, great job. Double points for Kick Sauber.
Picked it.
Double points for Kick Sauber?
No, I picked Lawson.
Yeah,
I picked Lawson. But Kick Sauber for Nico Hülkenberg to come from 20th. Now, I know he had some help because Verstappen...
You have to have help.
You do. But you
That's
start,
racing.
You start in 20th, and you should be... I mean, basically, your race is done.
Unless you're Verstappen. Last year, there was a point that Verstappen started 20th.
We don't want to talk about
he
him.
came all the way up. But
I mean, he started 7th, but he didn't finish the race today.
True, but someone like a Kick Sauber, when you start 20th, you expect them to stay in that bottom 5.
Yeah.
For him to crawl all the way up into the points, I mean...
Bortoletto, he got into Q3 for the first time this year. Should have finished in the points. I mean, and he did.
First points of his F1 career.
Yes. And then you got Hülkenberg, who was 20th on the grid. Now he got some help because of a fire. Because Carlos Sainz in the Williams car, apparently they just lost what they're going to do.
Can we just say, last week...
But, I mean, he did it.
Last week I said that it was a week to forget for Williams. This is
more of a week to forget.
This was like a week that you wish you were in a coma. Because this was just 3 DNFs in a row now for Albon.
It's ridiculous.
Sainz can't even get... He looks like Hajar. Remember Hajar crashed in the formation lap in his first race?
Yeah.
Now, this wasn't a crash, this was the car, but when you are sitting there...
Hero.
Again, another ode to the Formula One movie when Brad Pitt was sitting there when everyone took off in the formation lap and he just stayed there. And
I was like, is he doing this on purpose?
He used it as a ploy. Yeah. Now, this was great, though, because in the movie... They let him finish his formation lap, and they're like, it's a great ploy. He's got warm tires.
He's going hot tires.
What did they do when Sainz couldn't get started?
Board lap.
They do a 10-minute delay, as they would do. Another missed fact from the movie, but that's okay.
Great movie.
I don't want to turn to Boogie here because he's Mr. Negative about the movie. I'm trying to be positive. I actually enjoyed it. It was fun. Just a little inaccurate. But I feel bad for Sainz. I don't feel bad for Albon. I feel bad for Sainz because... When you're sitting there after finally getting in the formation lap, and then the announcers are like, there's a fire on the right. The other one's like, it's on both sides. Both of his rear brakes are blazing on fire.
Use be done.
Yeah.
No. I don't know.
We'll get into that a little bit more.
Is this Kimi Antonelli incident?
Yeah. Yeah, this is him dive bombing. I think you planned this because you love Antonelli, and suddenly you decide to hate Verstappen, and he dive bombed him.
I do not hate Verstappen. I predicted before the race started, I was sitting with your nephew, and I said, it would be funny how it would be funny if Verstappen got a DNF. I don't know why. It would be funny. I don't know to who. Not to you. Not to me. Not to this guy.
Not to Drew. Not to brother Drew.
Not to Drew. He was very upset. Mm-hmm. I said it would be funny, and then it happened. It was totally. I didn't wish it into existence.
But you did. But you did. You did. Now, right away, Max was upset on the radio, as he would be. There's, it's that first lap. The cars are all packed in there tight. He thinks he got hit by 2-3 guys. He's calling them idiots, plural. But then right after it happens, he realizes it's Antonelli. No. Antonelli comes right up to him, and you see him talking, and he's like, man, I'm sorry. Either I didn't brake in time, or he could make up a lie and say that his brakes locked up. I think he just came into that corner. Everyone else broke at the appropriate time. He saw a window and thought maybe he could hold off.
He cut in, and, Max has to take a step back because he's unsure, because next year he's going to be either Kimi Antonelli's partner or George Russell's, because he's going to Mercedes.
You keep throwing this out there, but I don't know that he'd be upset. I think he's kind of done with Red Bull.
Max Verstappen, Mercedes next year.
Okay, that's your prediction for him. What's your prediction for this guy?
Who, Kimi?
Kimi, after making this mistake, being a rookie.
It's a rookie. It's a rookie. It is what it is. I mean,
I don't want to give a spoiler alert, but you said that he is going to come back next week and perform well.
Yeah, he's going to come back and finish at least in the top 6.
Wow. After this. Yeah. He's not a veteran that knows how to click, turn the page, move on to the next race. This is a guy that this could stick in his head a little bit. He might come into turn 3 in Silverstone and be like, I don't want to do that same thing again.
He's going to get a penalty. We know that.
Yeah.
He probably got a 3-grid penalty already. He got a 3-grid penalty. It doesn't matter because he's going to qualify in 3rd, which puts him in 6th. He's going to start 6th. And he's going to finish on the podium next week.
Hold on a second.
Whoa.
Keep talking.
This is not predictions.
Keep talking.
These are not predictions.
These are all good ones.
These are all things that I'm just saying that are lies.
Great things to write down.
They are lies. Kimi, again, arguably the best rookie of the year. I know Isaac Hajar.
He is still. He's still the rookie of the year.
It's going to be, Kimi Antonelli, and then second is obviously Oliver Behrman. So
no, Bortoletto now is becoming a little dark horse in this competition.
Okay,
wait and see.
I agree. We
talked about this earlier, got a little ahead of myself, but yeah, this was Max saying, I'm out. I got hit like crazy. Hit like crazy. I don't even know what that means.
An idiot.
He did say. He dropped. Now, they bleeped it out on TV, but not here.
If it wasn't, and I blame this on Pierre Gasly, because if it wasn't for Gasly, Verstappen starts 3rd, Piastri starts 2nd, and this never happens.
Yeah, but now you're getting into the butterfly effect here. If Gasly's mom and dad didn't procreate, Gasly would have never been there in the first place.
Yeah, that would have never happened.
Time-space continuum's messed up, and maybe I'm a Formula One racer at this point.
No.
That's just how things go.
I don't care how many things happen in the world, you're never going to be in a Formula One racer.
Okay, talk to Ashton Kutcher. You ever seen the butterfly effect?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Real deal.
He's an actor.
I do like that Max came out. He was fired up on the radio, and then he came out and he was like, look, I get it. I was a rookie at 1.2. Didn't do it on purpose. This kind of stuff happens. Not a big deal. He's going to come back and do well next week.
Here's the thing, though. I think Max is more upset if this was last year when he was in, championship contention, which he's not going to be at all this year. He knows, it's done. He's in conversations with Mercedes. He doesn't want to be in Red Bull anymore. Sorry. He's not going to be a world champion this year.
He knows that. We all know that, yep.
It's not going to happen.
Red Bull has no chance with the constructors.
He literally has, who cares?
Do you
I want to go to Mercedes next year. I want to be the next Lewis Hamilton. And I want George Russell to be my bitch. To be my number 2 driver. Sorry.
Do you think...
Sorry. Let's
get a conspiracy theory here then. Do you think this second half of the season, Max kind of sandbags a little bit?
No. Because he doesn't know how to.
I know that he doesn't know how to, but he's kind of giving that lethargic, I don't really care. It wasn't his fault.
Car's not there. He's saying it. Car's not there. I'm going to race it, but car's not there.
There's moments where he could take that aggressive, and now he doesn't take those aggressive moments, and just purposely, when he could have gotten a 3, he gets a 5, a P5.
If you're going to do anything, just ram it into Yuki Tsunoda, because he's a useless human being.
And then he could create more drama for Red Bull. if you got the two of them smashing, although problem is he's never going to be anywhere near Yuki until he's lapping him for the second or the third time of the race.
Yeah.
And then
this is the fourth time I'm passing you, Yuki. I'm going to crash into you because you were a useless human being.
Well, Piastri almost crashed into Yuki when he was trying to get back up after the pit stop. He's trying to catch up to Norris, and Yuki's like just taking a leisure cruise on a Sunday. And he's like, dude, get out of my way. I'm trying to compete here. You're in like 31st or 32nd place at that point. I can't remember.
47th. Okay. It doesn't really matter because they're horrible. But I'll give props. I don't want to talk too much crap about Yuki.
Too late.
Sorry.
Too late.
I was just kidding.
You can't.
Everyone has already said it is now not the car, which we've all known, or it's not. It's the car. It's not the team. Like Red Bull, that second seat. That second seat is horrible. It's not the car. Wait a second. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what you're saying, and this is a great point. We should move on to what I feel the most terrible about, which we talked about, is look at this. Look at this, back brakes. Just smoke coming out and on fire. I mean, this guy doesn't deserve this.
Carlos Sainz.
He does not deserve this. He's with Mercedes last year.
Ferrari
last year, my bad. And he's doing great. Yeah. And then Lewis Hamilton, the golden boy, is like, I want to be on Ferrari. They're like, okay, you're out. We're going to keep Leclerc because we've been grooming him for 15 years. And now he's with it. I talked to Albon.
They're going to finish
a crap car.
They're going to finish fifth.
He complained about there being issues in this car during qualifying.
Carlos Sainz should not be on Williams.
No.
He's a way better driver to be on Williams.
Yes.
They're lucky to have him on Williams, but it's like Fernando Alonso. You're getting old. Sorry. You're getting a little old. Old for your britches.
I don't think
sometimes
his age has anything to do with his rear brakes engulfing in flames during a formation lap.
No, it does. 100%.
Totally reasonable.
Yeah.
And you know what they said to him?
Jump out. Get out.
Maybe this is like a little precursor for his career. Game over, Carlos.
If this was a 25-year-old, if this is a 25-year-old man, they would have said that 3 minutes later. But because he is 70, they got to tell him immediately because it takes him a little bit of time to take everything off.
I don't think at that point there was still 7 minutes left until they were going to even restart the second formation.
It was
lap.
over. It was as soon as he was just sitting there like, hey, it was done.
His rear brakes were on fire. What was he supposed to do?
No, his rear brakes were on fire when he went around.
Let's get back to more radio drama because we know that every week we like to talk about Ferrari's
radios.
Because Ferrari radio is delicious. This week, Leclerc, what's happening?
Lift and coast.
The team's telling him we need to lift and coast. We need to lift and
coast. No, we need Leo Cleo.
Lico corners. He's like, Brian. That's what I'm doing. Brian.
Yeah.
When you call someone by their first name,
first of all,
you know you hate them.
And he said it with a hard Y. It was a hard Y.
Brian. So mad about. And then Lewis, he doesn't want to box.
This is stupid.
He wants to stay out.
This was dumb.
Explain.
So both, I would say Ferrari mishandled and McLaren mishandled. So Hamilton wanted to stay out. Leclerc boxed. And Hamilton should have stayed out for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more laps to try to gain some time. McLaren did the same thing. Like they should have. He had newer tires. Stay out for a few more laps. Try to gain some time to kind of battle with your teammate.
Yeah.
They didn't allow it to happen.
Well, that's what they did that with Piastri because Norris boxed and got tires and left Piastri out for I think 3 or 4 more laps.
On the second time, they should have kept Piastri out. They boxed him immediately. It was stupid.
It was the
dumb.
first time, yeah.
So,
but I do like it's like my tires are okay. Can I extend? They're like and box.
Yeah.
By the way, to answer your question, there's 20 laps left, but box. He's like, I don't want to stop. I feel like that's how he said it. Yeah, but I don't want to.
I don't want to.
Let's get into how terrible you are.
I picked Piastri to win. And he was about to pass Lando. That was a battle.
It was
Can you
a
admit
battle.
that was a great battle?
Well, he did pass him.
For 2 seconds?
And then Lando's like, DRS flap open and take it right back, and I will not see you again except in my rearview mirror the rest of this race.
Albon was in 6th place, which I picked him to be when he had to retire his car. He was coming in. He's like, box. He's like, give me some tires. And they're like, your car sucks, and we have to put it back.
But I just want tires. Like, yeah, but your car sucks.
Yeah, sorry.
We suck at making cars
and
right now.
then Liam Lawson you know what he did? You know what he did?
He did exactly what he did
said
better.
What I said.
You said,
I'm going to jam it in there.
You did.
He said, jam it in there. And he did. He said, you can sit on it. Hold on a second. Max Verstappen. It's done.
You said he was going to finish top 10.
He did.
He said, I'm going to finish top 6, bud.
Yeah, he finished top 6.
He actually did better. So, no, yes.
Hold on a second. One more time.
Just one more time.
What happened, Red Bull? You took me out of the seat. Yuki Tsunoda, Max Verstappen. I finished ahead of all of you pieces of...
Once.
Sorry.
He's been a bag of crap all season.
It doesn't matter.
He finally blind squirreled his way
into it. He showed it right now. He said, I'm back in the saddle again.
I'll tell you where he wouldn't have been if Max hadn't have been clipped by Antonelli. He would not have been 6th because he would have been passed by him immediately.
He wouldn't have mattered.
He was already past him.
Wouldn't have.
He was already past him.
Okay, let's go to your picks. What'd you do? What'd you do, big boy?
Lando Norris to win, to come back from his DNF.
Oh no.
Carlos Sainz. I predicted that his rear
his race never started.
I predicted that his rear brakes would be on fire during the formation lap.
Mm-hmm.
And the obvious choice. Now, I feel like it's cheating now to say Nico's going to finish in the points is too easy. It's like saying, McLaren's going to finish in the points.
So we went to qualifying, and I was like, Hulkenberg starts 20th. I'm like, well, won that one.
Yeah, I thought I was going to lose that.
I was like, I'm pretty close on the other ones. Albon and Sainz, Sainz, sorry, everybody hates me right now. They're like,
Sainz.
You're like, drive to survive. Americans.
Remember what I told
Americans.
you? Remember Ace of Base? Yeah. I saw Carlos Sainz.
And I opened up my eyes, and then my brakes started on fire.
That's exactly how it's supposed to go.
It'll happen, yeah.
Anyhow, how'd I do?
Okay.
So a winner and a top 10. Those are both tough choices. Yeah. And Carlos, I can't control that Williams. I'm just not going to pick Williams stuff anymore.
Yeah.
They're on. I am actually going to.
It doesn't. You know why these don't matter? Because we tied this week. You know why?
I know.
Because you said Max Verstappen was going to get on the podium, and I said he wasn't going to. And you know what? He actually didn't finish the race, so I should get 4 extra points. Boop boop.
He didn't even finish the first lap.
Boop boop.
He didn't finish the first lap.
Thank you, Kimi Antonelli, for giving me that extra point that I needed to gain from the Father's Day debacle.
No, that was legit. Can I just say that my 2 mal-predictions, which is not a word, were due to a Kimi dive bomb and rear brakes on fire.
Williams doesn't have any engineers?
Yes, that's facts.
And what was the other one? Piastri, that was a battle. So.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Let's get into the driver standings.
Ooh, hold on a second. It's going like this. Woo.
Well, it went like this after the DNF.
Now it's like.
From Lando. So yeah, it's doing a little bit of this right now.
I love it.
Doing a little bit of that. I'm like doing the breaststroke.
Yeah.
That looked good. I feel good about it. Piastri. Okay, so Norris only 15 points back.
I love it.
Now
it's a battle. Now
gained 7 points on him. Gained 7 points on him. Verstappen obviously is just getting left in the dust at this point.
Who?
What? I know. Will Russell pass Verstappen next week?
Yes.
No. He will pass him before the season. He's not going to gain 9 points next week in Silverstone? Yes.
If Verstappen gets...
You heard it here first.
Yes. Yeah. First of all, Verstappen, the worst thing that could have happened to him is getting 0 points. You know what happened to him this week? 0 points. George Russell was horrendous.
He finished 5th.
But he could have got more points. He should have finished ahead of the Ferraris.
The Red Boys were here to race this week.
Were they? Because they were in their own race.
They were, I understand, but everyone else was behind them. They still finished 3rd and 4th.
Did you watch the race? Did they show the Ferraris at all? No.
Because Papayo made it
We didn't even know the Ferraris were racing.
Do you know who they did show?
No.
Nico.
They showed
who
Nico?
Who now crawled into 10th in the driver's standings.
Look at him.
Look at him.
He's in 10th.
He's in 10th. This guy is normally 18th.
This is
19th.
Ridiculous.
He is 10th. So let's flip this over. Where are we at in team standings? This is becoming a bloodbath. Total bloodbath.
So I'm going to call it right now. It's called. Constructors, done.
11 races in?
Done.
We have 13 races to go, and you're saying it's over.
Done.
I kind of agree with you only
There's
because...
no way. It's done. It's McLaren has it. It's hands down. There's going to be 2 through 10 now.
Well,
we don't really care about anything.
What
else.
if they make a rule change, because the FAA is completely ridiculous, and they allow Team 2 and Team 3 to add their points together to try to beat Team 1? Because right now they'd be beating them by 2. If you add Ferrari and Mercedes, they would have 419 points, and they'd be beating McLaren by 2 points.
It's not going to happen unless
That's insane.
Old Pastrami, what's that guy's name? Pastrami.
Salami.
Pastrami, FIA president.
Salami.
He's not going to allow that.
No.
He's going to be like, okay, it's Max Verstappen, it's our golden boy.
Yeah.
We're going to double his points because Yuki Tsunoda and all.
It doesn't
every
matter
other drivers.
if they doubled Red Bull's points, they're still losing.
What is that? 162 times 2, and you still suck.
324.
Yeah.
They're still down by almost 100. That is crazy, though. In what sport do you have that the first place team has as many points as the second and third combined?
I mean,
it's insanity.
When you got 1-2 lockouts, it's done.
It's insanity.
Now, I don't care about that. I want Williams. Do you think they finished 5th? I think yes.
You said they're for sure in 5th. Dude, it's getting tight there.
I mean, if they can't finish a race and their cars keep starting on fire, then we don't know. But Racing Bulls, Haas, who you hate, I love Haas. I actually predicted Haas to be in 5th at the end of the season. I don't see that happening. I think that they potentially can pass the Baby Bulls, but the only team that I want to see in last place right now is Aston Martin.
But Alpine is not going to allow that. I think that
they're not.
Kicks,
Poor Gasly. You go. I'm sorry.
Alonso saved Aston Martin this week because with Kick Sauber getting 2 in the points, because he finished ahead of both of them, he kept that 2-point buffer. But I think Kick Sauber is going to pass Aston Martin in Silverstone. And look at that. You have between 7th and 9th, you have 3 points.
It's ridiculous.
And even with the Baby Bulls, I mean, Williams, like you said, they're a little bit far ahead. I think they have 5th locked up if they can get their car under control and their engineers can get their heads out of their asses. But that 6th through 9th, I mean, that could be anybody's. You could see Kick Sauber in 6th this year. But I think Alpine has locked up 10th as much as McLaren has locked up 1st.
Oh, yeah. And I hate Aston Martin, but here's the thing.
You never said that. I've never heard you say that.
I don't hate Aston Martin. I'm sorry.
Yes, you do.
Fernando Alonso, is that not he's not, you have to love him. I mean, he's 74 years old.
74.
I mean, the oldest guy on the track. I mean, you got to love the guy. I'm rooting against him all the time, but I love him still.
He finished 7th.
Yeah.
Right behind your boy, Lawson.
Bortoleto. Well, Bortoleto and Alonso were fighting at the end. And I think Alonso is Bortoleto's manager, which is hilarious.
I think it's his grandpa. I think Alonso.
Daddy?
Yeah. No, I think it's.
One of the two?
Yeah.
I mean, they got out, they hugged. It was great. I mean, to me, the race was fantastic. Poor Max Verstappen. Poor Williams. But it was a great race, all in all.
Do you know how we know it was a great race?
Why?
Because they extended. Move your head out of the way.
How was that?
They extended the Austrian GP till 2041.
I don't know which way to do this.
2041.
Yeah.
Right after the race, they're like, I think it was actually before, but they're like, this is such a good race. We got to see this action.
Yeah. Is it fair, though? Is it fair? Let me just ask you this. Is it fair? This is Red Bull's basically home track. Is it fair to have that on the calendar? I guess you can't really ask now because McLaren just beat the piss out of them.
Yeah.
But is it, I mean...
I think every team's home track should be on the circuit every year.
But every driver has a home track, multiple home tracks.
Well, every team should get to pick.
Every team doesn't have one.
Every team, like whatever driver, they should have that be the team. Like,
but this is like they can go there and race anytime they want.
I know. Did it matter?
It doesn't matter because Max Verstappen got hit.
Yep.
And Yuki Tsunoda, who?
MIA.
Who is Yuki Tsunoda?
Exactly, he wasn't even there. So you're saying, is there an unfair advantage? In theory,
There's
yes,
not.
but it didn't
There's
show
not.
that way. And
There's
I
not.
loved it. I think this was one of the best races we had in a while. Extend it forever.
Yeah.
I'm glad to watch this race over and over. Get rid of Monaco and let's race in Austria twice a year.
Monaco! I mean, the views are great,
decision?
but it just doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I loved it. I loved the race. I'm glad they extended it. Huh? Are you? And I love you.
Follow us on YouTube at the United States of F1 and on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at United States F1. Join us next time on USF1. Like and subscribe. Copyright Brugman Media Limited 2025. Love ya.